Good evening, I'm Paula Toti. It has not been a calm holiday weekend for Cincinnati police. For one, a crowd of thousands on Fountain Square quickly became disruptive and unruly last night. Fireworks were launched at police officers and several fights broke out after a concert, leading police to arm themselves with riot gear. Local 12's Brad Underwood joins us live tonight from Fountain Square, where thousands again spent the evening. But Brad, it was a different event, and it looks like, so far, a different outcome. A good night.
A very good night, a positive night of celebrating here on Fountain Square as hundreds watched the United States women's soccer team win the World Cup tonight, the game being played in Canada. But yes, another night, another event, and a lot of the people that we talked to tonight said that Saturday night's events, all that violence, it's not going to deter them from coming down to Fountain Square or downtown in the future. But obviously there are concerns by many, and the Cincinnati Police Department says while they respect those concerns about safety, safety is their top priority. With their American flags and painted faces, soccer fans watched the Women's World Cup final cheering on the United States. Less than 24 hours prior, it was a different kind of cheering that echoed on Fountain Square. A mix of teens and adults egg each other on, provoking violence as fights break out, resulting in police officers being assaulted. Some even launched fireworks at officers.
As far as the items being thrown at the officers, the decision was made for them to put on protective attire to keep from being struck with any other objects.
In riot gear, Cincinnati police get the crowd of 3,000 under control. In total, 7 are arrested, 3 for felony assault on police officers, and 3 of the 7 arrested are juveniles. Kevin Wolber says Saturday's violence won't keep him from coming downtown.
I will always come down here for every single event, no matter if it's the World Cup, if it's Dance on the Square, if there's clubs down here, parties, I'm always down here.
As the clock counts down to Major League Baseball's All-Star game, there are concerns for safety for the 50,000 estimated visitors, plus Cincinnati residents who will pack downtown for the Midsummer Classic.
I trust our police officers more than life itself, so I mean, I trust them and I know they would keep order.
Captain Mike Neville says there were 8 officers on Fountain Square Saturday night before chaos erupted. But that number is nowhere near the total of officers the department will have on the streets for all the All-Star events.
I can assure you that the preparation for the All-Star game on behalf of this city is almost ready to go. If it was tomorrow, we'd be about ready to go. But I would offer out that our commitment as a police department and this city, the amount of officers that will be down here will be quite a few, way past what you saw last night.
Now, both officers were treated and released, and one of them expected to be back at work tonight. As for the gentleman who was taken to the hospital, Captain Neville telling us that he was treated and released and is recovering at home. And Paula, we do expect later this week, according to Captain Neville, there to be some sort of announcement, collaboration on safety between Major League Baseball and the Cincinnati Police Department. Reporting live tonight on Fountain Square, Brad Underwood, Local 12 News. Paula.
And Brad, in that video, we hear at one point like a bang. Is it a gunshot? What are we hearing there?
Well, those were fireworks, according to the Cincinnati Police Department. There were several fireworks being set off, fireworks being shot at the police. Now, there were reports of gunfire a couple of blocks from Fountain Square. Captain Neville addressing that today, saying they haven't found any evidence that a gun was fired. But again, if you have any information about that particular incident last night, to call them as well.
Yeah, well, when you hear that sound, it can be really confusing. Okay, thank you, Brad. Again, if you have information about the incidents on Fountain Square or video of any of the assaults or fights, police want to hear from you. You are asked to call Crime Stoppers, and that number is 352-3040.